I'm sitting with Nukhet Hendricks from the F-M Humane Society, and she is going to give us some information as to what we need to be aware of with the Humane Society and the value that it provides the community. So I'm going to ask her a few questions, and then we'll get her insight on what we can be doing to provide more support for this valuable business in town. Okay, Nukhet. So tell me about the Humane Society. I know it's more than a shelter.
Okay, let's see. The F-M Humane Society is actually home before the real home for approximately 650 animals every month. What we do is Humane Society is primarily a pound rescue, where we rescue the animals from the pound. If you do not rescue them, and if the animals who are waiting at the pound do not get claimed by their owners, or if there's no one to claim them, they will be euthanized. So Humane Society makes it a priority. So these beautiful adoptable animals come to the Humane Society to wait for their next family. This is where a lot of happy endings happen, a lot of match made in shelter happen, a lot of beautiful, gorgeous animals go home with their forever families and live happily ever after. We provide 650 happy families their best friend, their next animal companion. This is where we also provide services to the community. We are not just rescue and adoption shelter. We also help women who are trying to flee a domestic abuse situation with our Safe Paws program. We partnered with the YWCA Rape and Abuse Crisis Center. If a family is going to flee a domestic abuse situation, and if they have pets, 77% of the women would not leave if they cannot leave with their pet, because they are afraid that the abuser will turn their abuse to the pets, or they already know that he's going to do it because he has threatened to do so. So we provide 45 days of respite to these families while they are trying to get their bearings back. We take care of their pets through wonderful foster families who signed up to be a foster family and provide this service. We also one of the major partners in disaster animal response team. We were one of the major agencies who put together the animal shelter in 2009 flood. Ever since, we have been partnering with the local authorities to be able to do the same if and when needed. This year again, we are mobilized along with Adopt the Pet and their Red River Zoo Humane Society under the leadership of the Clay and Casclay emergency managers. We are on alert. If they issue a community-wide evacuations, we will be setting up an emergency shelter. But please bear in mind, it will need to be an emergency-wide, community-wide evacuation notice before we can put it up. However, we are a major player in that as well. So what we provide to the community just goes above and beyond just providing them with lovable, loving, wonderful family pets, but we also provide a service to the community by helping women or the families fleeing an abusive situation, as well as being a partner in emergency situation in the community. The thing is, Humane Society, I've been working here for 5 years. I'm noticing that there's a conception out there, or a misconception, I should say. Humane Society is a part of the Humane Society of the United States, and therefore we are funded by the Humane Society of the United States, and therefore we don't need the help, etc. It couldn't be far from the truth. 1% of our budget comes from Moorhead, Cass County, Clay County. They give us a small appropriation, and it's not even $10,000 all put together. The 22% of our budget comes from adoption fees, which are only $146 for dogs, $136 for cats, which includes spay, neuter, up-to-date shots, etc. And rest of the 77% of our budget does come from individual donors and corporate support. And it is all local, 100% local. So what does that mean for the Humane Society in our community in Fargo-Moorhead? That means we need the help. We need the help of the community. We need the support of the community because we are not getting any money from anywhere else other than in Fargo-Moorhead, Cass, and Clay. So when someone is sending dollars to HSUS, great organization. If you support them, that's fine. However, the money stays with them. It is not trickled down to the local humane societies anywhere in the United States. Um, Everybody think that because we are sharing the name Humane Society that there's a connection. That's not necessarily true. Again, it's just a name recognition. They have their own mission to run, so to speak, which is different than ours. They don't dictate how we run our business, nor can we dictate how do they run their business. But basically, if you have been a supporter of the HSUS, that's fine, but we would love for you to consider to come and take a tour of our facility, see what we are doing here and what we are providing to the community, and maybe think about including us in your charitable intentions as well. Having said that, I'm sure everybody's wondering, well, since you are providing so much to the community, how come you're not building someplace new so you can take care of more animals and etc. etc. I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me, especially business people, that you have to have your structure in place. You have to have all your finances in order to be able to not only build a place and sustain a place. So basically, it takes time. It's not unless someone just walks in the door and gives us a few $1 million and say, here, just build a new shelter. It will take us time. It will take us planning. It will take us making sure that even after we build, we will have the financial support to be able to continue. Because we have in the shelter close to 60 animals at any given time. It takes employees to take care of these animals twice a day for major cleaning. During the day, making sure that they are in clean kennels, that they have water and they have food to eat. It takes 65 volunteers in 1 week to provide the socializing that they need, taking them out for a walk, making sure that the kitties get out of their kennels and given socializing time. So basically, it's taking a village for us to take care of so many animals in our small facility. Imagine making the transition to a 2-3 times bigger shelter. Everything is going to be, go up. The need for manpower, volunteers, etc. So we want to make sure that the community, first of all, is supportive of such a project. So it takes some time, making sure that we will have the financial resources to be able to provide that. For organization to be able to move forward and be able to move to a bigger facility, it does need a lot of support. So it is up to us to do this right, because we owe it to the animals. It's not about putting up a brick and mortar and saying, oh, bring all the animals in. It's also making sure that we fulfill that responsibility fully in every way possible. Make sure that we will have enough food, we will have enough heat to warm them, we will have enough people to make sure that to clean after them, give them the love they need, remember their name, love them all they can. So that's where we are at. We are in the process of hoping to realize those dreams. But if anybody is interested to say, hey, I have a few people that I know that we can help you financially or otherwise, let us know. Contact us. We are open to discuss and hear. But bottom line, we need financial support to be able to move forward, since we do not have any national support or regional support for that matter. All humane societies that I know in North Dakota is sustaining themselves unless they are a municipal pound. If they are privately held nonprofit, they will have to sustain for themselves. And there are not grant opportunities out there for animal welfare organization as readily available. That don't mean to say they aren't there. They are, but not as readily available. Say, for example, homelessness or food, hunger and etc. So it takes a little bit more to be able to bring the dollars in. So
now, if somebody wanted to come and volunteer or donate, what would be the best? Do you have specific things you need donated besides funds?
Yep, we do. We prefer, if someone wants to donate us dog food, for example, please consider getting, Purina dog chow. The reason for that, or Purina cat chow, Purina kitten and puppy chow. The reason for that is the animals that in our custody or in our shelter needs to have a consistent diet. So we can't just keep switching their food depending on what we get donated. We feed Purina cat and dog chow to all our animals, and we would like to keep it consistent so that they don't have stomach upsets. Believe it or not, changing an animal's diet suddenly it does create tummy upsets and all kind of other issues. And we would love to have some litter, but we want the non-clay, not clumping litter because it's not the best litter to use in a shelter environment. So we need the clay non-clumping litter. We could always use soap. We could always use laundry soap. So we'll be grateful for all that we can readily use. And as far as volunteers, primarily we need dog walkers so that these dogs our dogs can get out as much as possible, rain or shine. Um, and our goal is that every 2 hours there's a walker taking our animals out. So they are constantly going out every other hour, 10-15 minute walk. However, though, everybody wants to do it 5 to 7. We could use some people do 11 to 7. We could even use people on Sunday mornings. And then cat socializers, again, for the same hours. What cat socializers do, one by one, they take the cats and go to the cat socializing room, play with the cats 15-20 minutes, and then put them back. They are in small quarters. They do need to get out, stretch, play, and know that we do care. Basically, volunteers do bring the humane to the Humane Society because make sure that the animals know that they are with humans, not behind a kennel door day in day out. It's important for us. So we have a great volunteer coordinator. She's volunteered herself. She makes sure that all spots are filled every day and that we have as many as 6 to 7 volunteers coming and going every day. You want more information, get on our website. I think you will have the link there, and click on volunteering, how to help. Even if you want to make financial donations, just a donate button will help you get to where you want to go and make us a donation.
Great. Thank you so much, Nukhet. Is there anything else that we need to know that would be important for the community to know about the valuable service you're providing?
Well, I want to say this is your local Humane Society. Please consider adopting before going out there and buying or supporting the backyard breeders or puppy mills. I know it doesn't sound, the reason I'm saying that is because during the time we are talking, Jen, 48 animal has been put to sleep in somewhere in the United States because of lack of homes. I want to emphasize, since we are on the subject, Humane Society do not euthanize these animals, adoptable animals. They are with us until they are adopted. The only time that euthanasia could be an option is if an animal is so sick that we don't have the refunds, resources to take care of them, or there's no medical medical choices left to care for them, then it becomes an option. Or an animal demonstrate unprovoked aggressiveness towards human, then only the responsible thing to do. Otherwise, all our animals are with us until they are adopted. But a lot of animals all over the United States and in shelters are being euthanized because of lack of homes and lack of space. So if we spay and neuter our animals, and if we start adopting rather than buying, we are going to do the right thing by these animals. We are here speaking on their behalf. If they could speak, I'm sure they would say the same thing. So please come and check us out. We are your local shelter. This is where match made in shelter happens. So give these babies a chance.
Thanks so much, Nukhet.
Thank you, Jen.